Cooking. I am Rocky, your host, in the kitchen at my mother's house. As always, my mom is here. This is going to be a glaze, a bourbon glaze, and you can put it on pretty much anything. This is actually going to go on a meatloaf later today, but I'm thinking that this is going to go good on many other things, so I'm breaking the glaze off separately and doing its own video because, like I say, I think this would be probably good on ribs or maybe on a pulled pork sandwich or anything that you might want, or maybe even chicken, who knows. But to get us started, you're going to need a medium saucepan. You're going to need 1 cup of preserves. I'm using apricot. I just found out recently that I like apricot preserves. But you can use blackberry, you can use grape, you can use strawberry, whatever kind of preserves you want. You just don't want to get them so they're big, thick, and chunky because you want this to be a glaze or more of a sauce than a lumpy mixture. If you do use something that's a little lumpy, you're going to have to use a blender to blend it out. So 1 cup of preserves, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of sriracha, or a little more if you're like me. 1/2 cup of bourbon. We don't have bourbon because we're out, so I'm going to use some whiskey in here, which is fine. You could use whiskey, you could use cognac, you could use anything really brown. 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce, your choice what kind of barbecue sauce you want to use, and 1/4 cup of water. Now, it calls for a dark brown sugar. We don't have dark brown sugar in the house at the moment. All we have is light, so I'm going to take and add just a little bit of molasses to help darken it up. And brown sugar is actually white sugar and molasses mixed together, and that's how you get brown sugar. So I'm going to give this a stir. This is going to go on the stove over, well, probably medium heat, just to bring it to a boil. And then it's going to simmer for at least 10 minutes until it starts to thicken up, probably reduce a little bit. And we'll show you what the glaze looks like when it's ready to go on something. So I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so I've got bacon on top of both of them, and the one with the peppers, make sure the one with the peppers is just going to get a little bit of this bourbon barbecue glaze.
Because he'll drink the rest.
Meatloaf has been in for an hour. I've drained off some of the fat, just because you don't want that. Now the glaze has thickened up pretty good over here, and it's time to add a little more glaze to my mother's and my meatloaf. So this is thickened up pretty good. I think it would be really good on ribs. I think it would be good on the outside of maybe pulled pork, or if you just want to put some pulled pork on a plate once it's already pulled, put this glaze on top of it and throw it under a broiler to get it sticky. It'd be good on possibly wings, but it definitely has a good slightly barbecue-y sweet flavor because the apricot. I do like it. But this is going to go back in the oven for 1 more half hour, and then it's time to eat. Alright, the bourbon sauce. This is cooked on top. It is, I put a second glaze on there. If I wanted to get it really sticky, I would have put it back under the broiler for a minute to get it sticky and thickened up. What do you think of that sauce?
I could eat it with a spoon.
Yeah, it's really, really good, folks. What else do you think you could put this on?
Chicken.
Ribs, obviously.
Pork chops.
Chicken. You think so? Pork chops?
Sure.
It wouldn't be bad. Anything that you really could put a barbecue sauce on, I suppose, this would go because it's got some barbecue in it, and it does taste kind of barbecue. If you want to get that caramelized kind of sticky glaze, you could put it underneath the broiler. So yeah, it would be really good on wings or riblets, anything like that. I don't really taste bourbon in it.
That boils off.
Yeah, it does. But it's very good, folks.
See, I told you we were supposed to drink that.
The bourbon goes in the cook, not in the recipe.
Oh.
We didn't use bourbon again. It was actually, we used Crown Royal. It was a good whiskey. Apricot preserves. I like the apricot. I think that's probably my favorite that goes in these. I don't know what else you would put in there. Maybe an orange marmalade if you want to do like a duck.
That would be good.
Yeah, because you got that orange duck kind of thing. But anyways, a simple recipe. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.